Hello, good afternoon everyone. I am Teacher Berna. How are you today? It's nice to hear that you are fine this afternoon. How many have come each night so far? May I see your raised hand icon? That's wonderful. Is anyone here for the first time? A special welcome to you, my dear friends. This program is entitled Night of Lions. In South Africa, there is a huge natural reserve. It is called Kruger Park. Kruger Park is so big that it takes many days to drive across it. Can you imagine it? Scary. Wild animals live in Kruger Park. There are elephants. There are also giraffes with a long neck and beautiful coats. There are zebras as well and wild beasts. And there are also many kinds of beautiful antelopes. Can you imagine it? And there are the enemies. Of all these enemies or beautiful animals, there are enemies. There are lions. Every day, lions hunt other animals. Every day, the other animals try to keep from being caught. People are allowed to drive through Kruger Park, but they have not enough to get their cars. But they may not get out their cars. This is because the animals are wild and dangerous. A few years ago, a man was driving in Kruger Park. He decided to stop at the side of the road. He wanted to get something from the back of his car. And guess what? He did not know that a lion was watching him. The lion pounced on him and killed him. When Daniel was a boy, he lived in the city of Jerusalem. Daniel had a happy family. Daniel's fathers and mothers loved God. But do they obey God? Yes, they obey God's commandments. Daniel and his family learned to love and obey God too. The soldiers went inside the city. They stole the treasures from the palace and from the temple. Then they looked for all the strongest, smartest boys in the city. When they found Daniel, they took him. They took many of Daniel's friends too. They put chains on the boys. They marched the boys towards Babylon. Poor Daniel, who wanted to be home with his mother and father. But every day, he got farther and farther from home. Daniel did not understand why this happened to him. But he knew that God loved him. He knew God would be with him, even in Babylon. Daniel lived many years in Babylon. He had many adventures. Daniel was faithful to God, and God was faithful with Daniel. In fact, God helped Daniel become one of the rulers of Babylon. Daniel was the king's friend. Daniel told the king many things about the kingdom of heaven. Finally, Daniel became an old man. Then the king of Persia conquered Babylon. Daniel was taken captive again. But the king of Persia liked Daniel too. King Darius made Daniel a ruler of the kingdom. Next to himself, Daniel even ruled over the other princes. The princes were angry and jealous. They tried to catch Daniel something wrong. Then they could tell the king about it. They watched Daniel very carefully, but they never could catch him doing anything wrong. He obeyed all the laws of the land. What would people find if they watch you all the time? Would they catch you doing anything wrong? They wouldn't if you followed Daniel's plan. Three times every day, Daniel knelt in front of his window. Then he prayed to God of heaven. Daniel asked God for strength to do what is right. God heard Daniel's prayers. He loves to answer prayers like that. Did you also pray like Daniel's? Yes. The princesses saw Daniel praying to God. That gave them an idea. They wrote a new law. What is that law? The law said that people could pray only to the king. Anyone who disobeyed the law would be thrown into a den of lions. The princess took the law to King Darius. They told him, "O king, you are so wonderful. We think that you ought to be worshipped. We would like you to sign a little law. It says no one can pray to any god but you for 30 days. What a brilliant idea, isn't it? But the princess knew the king wasn't a god, but they hoped he would be flattered and sign the law. King Darius didn't like all the flattering words, but he put his seals on the law. That meant that the law could not be changed. Soon Daniel heard about the strange new law. He had to decide what to do. He had to decide if he would stop praying to God of heaven. He had to decide if he would pray to king. Daniel is hesitant now in his situation. The princess ran to see what Daniel would do if he prayed to God. He would be thrown into the lion's den. Daniel went inside his house. He opened his window and knelt down. Then he prayed to God of heaven. The princes were watching. They saw Daniel praying and they ran to tell the king. King Darius did not want to throw Daniel to the lion. Daniel was his friend, remember? The king wished he had not put his seal on the law. But it was too late. The law could not be changed. The guard took Daniel from his house. They threw him into the den with the hungry lions. Then they put a big flat stone over the hole. Then King Darius was sad, but the princes were happy. At last, they were rid of Daniel. Maybe one of them would take Daniel's place. The night, King Darius could not sleep. Usually, the lion roared all night, but tonight, they were quiet. What a miracle! Maybe the king is wondering why the lion is so quiet. What happened to Daniel? He said. He wondered if the lion were eating him up. He wondered if Daniel's God could protect him from the lion. The king was never heard of God without much power. Early the next morning, King Darius hurried to the den. He asked the guard to take off the stone. The king looked down into the den. He called, "Daniel, are you there? Did your God deliver you from the lions? Did he listen? Would Daniel still be alive?" Let's see. Then Daniel replied, "Yes," from the inside of the den. "O king, my God sent his angels. The angels shut the lion's mouth. They have not hurt me," said Daniel. What a miracle, isn't it? That's how God protects us from all dangers when we have faith in our God. The king ordered his guard to take Daniel out of the pit. The lions roared as soon as Daniel left. They were hungry, but they would not be eating Daniel. See what happened? God saying, "Them that honor me, I will honor." From 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 30. Did Daniel honor God? Yes, he did. Because of that, God did many things for Daniel. He even shut the mouth of hungry lions. Daniel honored God and God honored Daniel. Will I do the same for each of us? When we show that we love and respect God, He is able to give us all the help we need. Amen. Amen for that. Memory verse. Here are the first letter of each word. How many T's do you see? Yes, there are 2 T's. What do they stand for? T stands for them, that. How many H do you see? Yes, there are two H as well. What do they stand for? Yes, both the H stands for honor. What other letters do you see? The letters M, I, W, and S are left. What do they stand for? Yes. They stand for me, I will, and Samuel. That's the whole verse. Say it with me. Them that honor me, I will honor. 1 Samuel 2 verse 30. Where is the verse found? Yes, in 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 30. Jesus honors obedience. Let's respect the verse that tells us that. Them that honor me, I will honor. From 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 30. We all know that it was not really nice to be thrown with the lions. But Daniel was not afraid. He knew that he could trust Jesus. He knew Jesus would do what was the best for him. Today, we're very worried what's happening around. We are bombarded by the crisis and worries and fears. We don't need to be afraid either. No matter what happens, we can trust Jesus. He promised that to honor me, I will honor. From 1 Samuel chapter 2 verse 30. That reminds me of the song that says, "How can I fear? Jesus is near." Let's stand and sing it now. Song, "How Can I Fear?" What was the law that the King Darius held? Yes, that the people could pray only to the king for 30 days. And what would happen to those who disobeyed? Yes, they would be thrown into the den of the lions. Did the people hear the law? What do you think they did? Do you think they are happy? They scared? Do you think many people prayed to anyone but the king? Probably not. They were too scared of the lions. Daniel was probably the only one who prayed to God, but he did not care if he was the only one. Daniel still honored and obeyed God. See how obedient is Daniel? I hope all of us is also like Daniel. Today, God is looking for people like that, like of Daniel, like you, that following like Daniel. He needs people who will be as true to God as Daniel was. He gave a special promise about honoring him. Let's say it together. Them that honor me, I will honor. 1 Samuel 2:30. say it again. Our memory verse, them that honor me, I will honor. From 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 30. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone.